our Minecraft stream on day 23. We are back. Had to take a couple days off there. So we were dealing with some internet issues and stuff like that. So we are officially back. So, yeah, the title is Minecraft Day 23, Making Our World Beautiful. We are going to continue to work on making paths, adding stairs, making it easier to get places, and then I think I need to do some work on that enchanting area. That is for show. So, we are good to go. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So let's see. Excuse you. All right. So we're going to head on over near the Wheel of Cheese and near Brooke's house. And we are going to get some more dirt down, use up the rest of this dirt. And then another thing I need to do is I need to clear a path through the woods around the edge to connect my house to her house. So we'll do that too. Yep, and I never know if like the viewers that are actually listed are actually in here. So if you're in here, welcome in. If you're not, and I'm talking to myself, hello self. But no matter what, welcome in anybody who's here. She's making cookies? What? Dude, that sounds... I can't imagine how good your house smells right now if she's in there baking cookies. Oh, at your... Oh, that is absolutely insane. Oh, also, your request of throwing one of those to Canal. Don't worry, we've got 36 we're bringing. So don't worry, we'll have a few. Oh yeah, we are very excited. So yeah, we made orange, lime, and raspberry were the three flavors we made. And from what I understand, at some point, I will be getting. We decided we need to have a sample, make sure they taste okay for everybody. So, oh, also make sure. Do you guys already have uh, the plan to pack a fan? Yeah, I gotta make sure someone didn't poison them. I don't know who would. Actually, technically, it would have been Brooke who would have poisoned them. Don't bring. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about the fan thing. Oh, speaking of the fan, um, the Marion Senior Center posted about if you're over the age of 60, you can get a free fan from them. So I sent it to my dad. You don't have a fan to bring? Well, yeah, I forgot you Swiss Army knifed the other one. We actually went and bought a second one. Because we've got a box fan, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to set it up a little bit better than we have previously on hot weekends. Of course, it's like the hottest weekend of the year, and then after this weekend, it's gonna like come back down to earth a little bit. But we gotta celebrate America. American girls. Heck yeah, brother. I wish my parents had a little bit better setup for like a for a hammock, because they don't really have a great setup for a hammock. Do you happen to have, I don't remember if you guys have one. Do you have a pop-up canopy? You do not. Okay. I couldn't remember if you did or not. For some reason, I thought you did. So that's... I honestly had no idea. Arnar! Clear! The condensation! Well, that is an understandable thing. They shouldn't be your largest priority yet. But yeah, so our plan, like I said, like you saw in the pictures, we do at least have the um, big case of water. We've got all those liquid IVs. So we've got all sorts of stuff like that that'll be, and that's for all of us. I mean, we got one of those packs that's multiple different flavors and stuff. So, but at least now that you guys have the house, it can become a little bit more of a priority. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure you guys will pass plenty of stuff. So, yeah, and I think we may end up getting like another case of water. I don't know. Once we get up to the lake, because nice thing is we'll beat most people out there, since most people will still have to work um, on Thursday at least, so we'll have the chance to get out there early and stuff like that. Alrighty. Run up here. So, what kind of cookies is the cheese curd creating? Oh, man. I'm not a cinnamon fan, but those sound so good. Chocolate chip cookie right about now does sound pretty fire. What's up, dude? What's up? How's it going? Ow. Ow. Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, they're trying to blow up my house, I think. That was wild. I gotta get more of these trees cleared out, I think. Because that was kind of insane. Yeah, there's also the whole lighting thing. I could be a little bit better about that, but, I'll blame it on the fact that there's trees. And mob drops over here. Oh, that was elite. So just gonna kind of I'm gonna try to get some more paths done. Um, like I need to get some areas cleared out, and things like that. And want to get some of those blocks kind of placed, and I need a lot more dirt, unfortunately. Now that is definitely something that I will start doing a little bit more of that kind of stuff off live, um, where I get more get materials gathered up and stuff. But it's also a lot of fun. Like I don't have a ton of, well, I say it's a lot of fun. I don't have a ton of time other than when I'm on stream to gather materials. I'd love to. That's why I had Brooke do some for me because she's on summer break, so she was able to go and gather a bunch of materials, but she's probably not hopping on tonight. She will be watching Love Island. That is one of her shows she likes to watch, so that comes on here. In about an hour. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. All right. What? Okay, the bats. What are they doing here? What? Get out of here. Oh, that's true. Thank you. Yeah, Jonas, I need your idea for your house that you want. Get some ideas. If you tell me a style, I'll do a little bit of digging and I can try to figure it out. And then like materials too. So if you've got like a certain kind of wood that you like to use, stuff like that. Because that's the other thing is I could start gathering a good amount of material when it comes to your house, especially if I got a little bit of traveling to do. Because Brooke was running around and she was getting she got a whole bunch of materials and I was like, oh sweet, I'll be able to use these trees and get saplings, so now I don't have to travel to them. Well, like the 3 spruce trees that she got, none of them dropped any saplings when I cut them down. I was so mad. The dishwasher's done. Oh, yes, AI stream viewers. Thank goodness. I was so worried that person. someone wasn't going to show up and tell us about that. That's crazy. Thank you, Seth. I couldn't tell if did Brittany follow and then unfollow? That's what it seems like. Okay. You know what kind of house I think would be really cool? I don't know what Seth, what you think. Actually, I know you'll like it. If I hope that someone at some point wants like a whole house made out of copper. Or maybe not the whole thing, but like a majority of it's made out of copper, so it will like do the patina thing. That would be really cool looking. Hey babe, I don't know if you're still in here, but have you checked on the old Jello snacks that are in the refrigerator? If those happen to be ready for a sampling? Ow. Oh, okay, sweet. Heck yeah. Oh, sweet. I have another Chester. Legendary. Well, I have a little bit of cobblestone. So, Jonas, if you want a house made of cobblestone, I have lots. If you don't, I'll figure out something else. It will be fine. I do need to do this, though, because I'm running out of space in here. See, like these? Like, they've got the cut copper, they've got the copper grates. Like, that would be sweet. And to do, like, I could almost do, like, a cobblestone, like, kind of cracked copper at the bottom with, like, this. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool looking, though, I think. I'm so scared there's a creeper here. Whew. That made me nervous. Well, dang. I want to get this iron going, so we'll just do that right now. Okay. So, change of plans. I was going to gather stuff, but I'm getting bored of that. If that tells you anything. So, we're doing something different. We're going to go and do a little bit of building. You know, you're going to go do some Minecraft. Okay, so we'll run down here. So, you might. If you're ever like super bored at home, you can definitely get on and get as many materials as you want. I will never stop you from that. That'd be awesome if you're ever really just feeling like you want to just go and mine things. All right. Okay. There we go. No, you're fine. I get it. Oh, gosh darn it. No. Don't do that. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. It was really busy. We were helping my sister-in-law move into their new house, and unfortunately, they only were given the U-Haul they could rent. Yeah, I'm so sick of moving at this point. But the U-Haul they could rent, they could only rent it for 6 hours on Saturday. It was horrible. So we were moving extremely quick, trying to get stuff done, and which luckily we got everything there, and then they had some people to come help us. Um, oh yeah, that's how I feel. I'm so glad we don't have to move again. I was talking to my dad this weekend at one point, and I told him at this point, if we ever have to move again, whoever buys the house, they get everything in the house. We're just buying everything new. I don't care. I can't do it again. Oh, goodness. Hi, Mom Ice. What's up, dude? You laying here? More sticks. Yeah, we have actually thought about doing some challenges. We just we have not gotten all the way around to doing any yet. What kind of things did you have in mind? I'll write them down. I know Brooke had a few ideas of like doing some builds that were like have a build idea, and that's kind of what we do, like that kind of stuff. What other ideas do you have? What is that smell? Something in here smells divine, and I have no idea what it is. Like it's kind of insane. I don't know. I really have no clue what it is, and it just smells really good. Ooh, yes. I've yeah, and I've seen like some of those like some older videos I saw is like you get a certain point total um for like certain materials that you collect and you only get what like it's like an hour or something. I don't remember what those were. See, where I might beat you in building, I think you could get me in mining because you end up getting so lucky when you go and mine stuff. It's crazy. See, that's the thing. You might say that you don't feel like you're as good as I am, but you're gonna have the support of the people. So, yeah, I'm kind of making almost like a little enchanting room because I've always seen like the enchanting is always you need so much from the Nether for it. I appreciate it. That's kind of what I want to do, like in the side of the mountain. I've got the little blacksmith cave kind of thing going on. Um, so that's kind of been my goal with that. Oh, why don't I go ahead and make? Okay, I've got to have bars. I'm almost positive I've got metal bars down here. Oh man, who could rally the most animals in a pen? That would be miserable. I think for that, because I have killed so many that are nearby, we should probably go to a fairly new location. Now, in that kind of a challenge, would you have to like make your own fence? Like build all your own stuff like that? Oh, that's true. That's a good idea. Have like a challenge night. That'd be fun. You are very competitive, and it would be you would really want to beat me. Oh, of course. You missed it. We made 36 Jello shots tonight for this weekend for the 4th of July. So we're getting after it this weekend. Yeah, so we did that tonight already. I'm actually off Thursday and Friday. So I got all the time. So we're going out to Indian Lake. And then Seth and his wife are coming out, and so we're gonna have a blast. Are you off the weekend, or do you possibly have to make any runs? Yeah, so tomorrow is my Friday, and I'm very excited. What is going on out there? So we have we built our house. So we've got like all these brand new appliances in it, and they're all these Samsung ones, and they like sing to you. It's crazy. I'm not used to it yet. Seth and Bailey can attest to that though, because they've got a Samsung washer and dryer that sings to them. Not really sings, it just kind of chimes, but you know. It smells insane in the house right now. I have no idea what's going on. Yes. Do I need to uh, pause the camera so you can bring them in? Okay. Let me know. Just send a chat and I can do that. Hey Milo, you have to scratch right now. Are you so scratchy? I know, you're fine. Good boy. Oh, bye. Sorry I talked to you. Dang, man. Whatever. See, and I also, when it comes going back to those challenges, I know, like, I'd love to. At one point, I know Seth asked if um, he could play on his computer he has, and it's like, we could really get some fun stuff going here. Have some people hop on, do some challenges. That'd be a blast. Just give me a reason, just a little bit of love. Just a second when I broke and just bend. And we can learn to love again. Sorry, my nostalgia kicked in to my late 20s music, you know. Okay, we are kind of rolling here. And then, Jonas, I know you said you were doing something earlier, but between now and honestly, whenever, let me know whenever you have an idea for your follower house. You've you've got to be joking. Sucks. I gotta go all the way out and around. That was close, guys. Like that was danger close. Oh, I think I need to pause my stream. I hear it coming. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause. Okay. I don't know if I can be heard. So, first of all, now I know why it smelled so freaking good in here. She made cookies. Look at that. Insane. And then, what's the A for? Oh, it's personalized. I have a, yeah, Seth called you a copycat.
It's movie night on Love Island.
It's movie night on Love Island, so she needed a snacky snack. But lime jello shot, she personalized it for me. All right. No, you got to tongue it. You know, I'm impressive with my tongue. Cheers. Oh, that is delectable. You heard me, Seth. Wow. See, that's got just enough liquor in it. Like, those are perfect. Those are just like the last. Actually, the last time we made them, I think they were a little stronger.
A little?
Yeah, actually, they were like doing real shots.
Taste it.
You can taste it, though. It's perfect. They're right on the money. Hi, you cannot have any. Hey, say hi, Mama. Say hi, buddy. All right, would you like me to block the camera so you can escape?
Yes.
All right, here's my shot. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's more out there.
There.
But you have to come get him yourself.
Deal. All right, she's got to leave. Let me block the camera. She was running.
I brought you water too. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, she has left. Let's have a little cookie action here. That is, again, I say I'm really good with my tongue. A little cookie action. What? I'm definitely gonna burn my mouth on these. Mm. Man, Elite. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Mmm. Mmm. Have your cookies come out of the oven, Seth? Baby cheese curd. Have the cookies come out of the oven? Oh, that was close. I have a feeling the cheese curd's not in here yet, so. They are baking now. Yes. Welcome in. How's this new lease on life you have? You know, being able to bake cookies in the evening. No, it's the thought that counts. You guys see that? What's that pig doing? Piggy style. Man, these are awesome. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Freedom! You also get the chance to see so many things like in the daytime. Like that's exciting. Experience evenings again, not stuck inside. Like that's I no, I did not work in the medical field where I would feel that. But when I worked and sold auto parts, a lot of times I was the closing. Hadn't seen the sunrise in five. That's literally insane. But I was the closing manager. So because I was the closing manager, I wouldn't leave until like 11 o'clock at night from the store. And then get right back up. I don't know how I did it for as long as I did. And then would get up and go to like my 8 a.m. the next day. That sucked. Well, not only that you hadn't seen the sunrise, like on a typical day, you didn't even see the sun set because you were at work. That is true. Yeah. But man, what I would give to not be in my late 20s anymore. I felt like I was never tired then. It's only been 6 years ago. I felt like I could just kind of keep going and going and go. Dude, would you quit? Those early 30s. Whatever, dude. No, what weighs on me is the fact that we have a bunch of nieces that are getting way too old. Oh, it hit me today. Now, this is the first year that kids born in the 2010s will be able to start driving. And that hurts my brain. Because I was born 2 decades before. Excuse me. All right. 1 century. 1. Not 2 centuries. I don't want to hear that crap. It's rude, man. Downright rude. All right, we are going to go do this real quick. We're going to go get some levels. Two freaking centuries. Now, I do have the chance to live through 3 centuries. Because, I was born in 99, so we're good there. Obviously experienced Y2K. Lived through that, Who would have thought? And then, do you guys remember when the movie 2012 came out and everyone thought the world was going to end? In 2012, because that's like when the Aztec calendar or something, was it Aztec or Mayan calendar stopped existing? And everybody freaked out because they thought that was the end of the world? Or is that just me because it's so long ago? Wasn't that crazy though? When everyone thought the world was going to end? Speaking of the world ending and like movies about it. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Day After Tomorrow? I'm asking Seth this question. Seth doesn't watch movies. I was going to say. I literally just said it as you sent it. So, Baby Cheese Curd. Have you ever seen the movie The Day After Tomorrow? It's a very interesting movie, I will say that. So it's about like these massive storms that hit the entire world basically, and these storms end up causing like complete changes in the global atmosphere and all this stuff, and everything freezes, and then everything they have like massive flooding because it rains for days and days and days, like the Ark. And then after it rains all that time, then it all freezes and it snows, and it gets kind of crazy. But yeah, it's basically the movie. Yes, so there's the library that floods, and then all around the library it freezes, and then they're burning all the books. It's in that big national library or whatever it is in New York City. And then everything around them freezes, and like the walls freeze, and if they don't burn enough books or like keep the fire big enough, they're all gonna freeze to death. I don't remember who's in that movie. It's like some bigger names and stuff too were in that movie, if I remember right. Yeah, as soon as I said movies, I realized, why did I ask Seth if he's seen a movie? But yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's interesting. But yeah, lived through all of those kinds of things, then lived through a pandemic, which I will say, I think our generation of like kids who went through the pandemic in like high school and then in college and stuff, we have the ultimate thing that you could say to like the next generation of kids that are like, I want to go out. There's never going to be another party. We can be like, well, we got stuck inside because there was a global pandemic. We can just be insufferable about it. Like, our grandparents walked uphill both ways in the snow to go to school. We had to live through a pandemic. Good luck making us feel bad about you wanting to go to a party. Um, I don't know why there's randomly this much clay here, but I'm okay with it. It's just kind of odd. Boom, boom, boom. I'm also trying to think about like other. Now, like I'm in my head of what, like kind of almost end of the world dystopian kind of movies that I've watched. So, um, obviously not all of these are serious or more serious, like, The Day After Tomorrow, but like Zombieland, which is hilarious and absolutely ridiculous, with Woody Harrelson, um, the Emma Stone, and I don't remember the guy. What's his name? Oh, that's frustrating. And then there's also, and that movie's not that like. Oh, that's annoying. That movie's not that scary. I mean, yes, there's zombies in it. I am not a scary movie fan. So I will let you know that right now, Jonas, and anyone else who's watching. I'm nothing about. Do not like being scared. So that's why Seth has seen Zombieland. I am to be completely honest, I'm surprised a lot by that. Another movie is that I've seen that there's zero reason. Like last week. That's crazy. Another movie I watched that I don't know why I did was the movie I Am Legend. Yeah, it's Will Smith and everybody's a zombie. And they're not like the limp around zombies. Like they're terrifying. And that movie's scary. I don't know why I watched that. I watched it when I was like 9 or 10. It's such a dumb idea. So there's that one. But the worst part is, yeah, that whole movie is kind of interesting. So there's that one. Yeah. Zombieland is hilarious. Woody Harrelson's character in that movie is so freaking funny. And then like shooting and killing Bill Murray in the middle of it because he pretended to be a zombie because the zombies were too dumb to know that he was not a zombie. Like stuff like that, it made me feel okay to watch it. But it was like in I Am Legend, it was terrifying. Like their jaws unhinged and like it was scary. And then what else? It's not really end of the world, but it's a more dystopian kind of future. Would be, a movie like The Purge. I liked the first one. I thought the first one was decent. I have not watched like any of. I think I watched one other one, but I was not that impressed after the first one because honestly, how many times can you really tell that? Now they've got like the first Purge or whatever it was, where like they put the law into effect. But so there's that one. But honestly, when it comes to movies like that, I'm out. Big out. Oh, dystopian books are awesome. Like now, I am 100% I absolutely over the movie. For me, 100%. I loved the Hunger Games books. So the books are, when I first saw the movies, I was let down because it didn't have, I had the whole world built in my head. It was, it's your middle school personality. But no, like I I had the characters so laid out in my head that when that movie came out, I was so bummed that they did not look like the characters that I had like basically built in my head after reading all the books. I'm trying to think any other sort of dystopian kind of books that I read. I mean, I honestly have not done a whole heck of a lot of reading recently. Not as much as I want to. I really want to, but then I just get sidetracked doing something else. And I listen to audiobooks, but then some of the books I want to like I look at and I'm like, "Ooh, that would be fun." They don't have it on an audiobook. So, the last book I actually read all the way through, one I'm currently that I've literally taken probably 2 years to read and I haven't finished it yet, but it's good and I'm at a decent spot. Um, I'm currently reading The Hunt for Red October. No, that is definitely not the last book I read. I finished in high school, first year of college. I finished the Percy Jackson spin-off series. And actually there might be some like um biography, like military biographies in there also. That when it comes to like the most recent book I read, that's honestly, it's probably like a military biography or something. I find those so fascinating. Like these guys, when they finally get out and like their stuff declassifies and they can actually talk about like what they did. But no, that's probably no. I read Hunger Games in it would be late elementary school then. I think. Something like that. You know, because I'm so much older than everybody. But no, I think that's when I read them. But no, I'm trying my best to get, I want to finish this book. And then I've got physical books, and I'm really wondering if, so I'm reading this one on my The Hunt for Red October on my iPad. And I'm really thinking that that's my issue. Because I know there's other things I can be doing on my iPad that, you know, are quick hitters that I can go and have fun doing and whatever. But getting back into reading, I've actually enjoyed like my just getting the chance to do that. But I also think the reason I kind of got away from it for so long, at least for a little while, is just the fact that I think it's just that all day at work, all I'm doing is I'm in my head trying to brainstorm ways to figure out these issues. And it was just like, okay, I need to turn my brain off. But now it's like when I really get on a reading, like really get back into it, I'm like, man, I could read all night. That's the other thing, is like I can't read in bed because I'm the kind of person who I'd get too locked into it. If I'm in, I'm gonna be in. And then I'm not gonna end up going to sleep. I used to read, but I used to read books like crazy. Like I would rip through books when I was in elementary school, but it's like we always had to, and I always had books that I was reading, and I loved it. I will say a book series I never read that I know Brooke loved was the Divergent series. I never read it. I could never get into. I tried a few times and I could never get into it. And then I tried it as an adult and I was like, yeah, no. That's kind of what I've understood, is you can't it's really hard to like both. And I think it's writing style. I don't even think it's necessarily content. Is what it seems like to me, because it's not that like the story itself. My mom, when she was still a teacher, she taught 6th grade. Well, the books she would read, even though she was a social studies teacher, she would read books that weren't like necessarily history or whatever related. But she would read books that were, middle school age content, so she could recommend books to students. And she could read them both. And I also think that's just because, again, she was an adult reading them, so was able to kind of, she's of course read more books than most people, like at that point, and most kids. But she liked both, and she explained it to me, and I was like, that actually does sound kind of cool. Like they got powers and whatever, and I just couldn't do it. A hot new bombshell has entered the villa. So, and then, no, my favorite book series ever is Percy Jackson. I absolutely love it. I think it was written so well, and then there were spin-offs. It also followed a lot of like the spin-offs, and then the author, he also, yeah, she did like both movies. I never even saw the movies. But with the author staying fairly accurate to some I mean, accurate to an extent. I mean, there's only so much accuracy you can put into a book for kids when it comes to the Greek gods and goddesses, because they are awful. Like, the real story is terrible, the stuff that they did. So, I mean, you gotta be careful getting too real. But I always loved those just because I could put myself there. Like, I could picture it clear as day. Okay. See, with the Hunger Games, then she wrote she wrote those new books too. I will say, people who are able to reread books, more power to you. When I know what happens in a book, it is so hard for me to read it again. Now, yeah, the Percy Jackson stuff's good. I mean, I don't know now what it would be like, but I get that. I mean, now I would much rather watch a movie. So I watched the first because I was so excited for it. I watched the first season of that Percy Jackson series, and they did a really good job. And for Disney doing it now, because they have a history of Disneyfying the series they purchase. Um, he was excellent, but the biggest problem with the first run of the Percy Jackson movies is the fact that the kid in the movies was already like 19. Um, the kid in the movies was like 19. So now they finally have a kid who's like book accurate in age. So that's extremely helpful. Um, but he did great, and then the way they portrayed the gods was great, and each episode was like a chapter. Because that, I mean, there's the stuff that they skipped. I've tried, but the one I was listening to, I just couldn't do, and then it lapsed on me, so I didn't get to finish it anyway. So that made it tough because then I was like, man, I really don't want to have to rent this book again, and that was more annoying than anything. But yeah, it honestly, Libby, it's a great app. I will say it's, and there's some of those like Jack Ryan books that are in like that Hunt for Red October kind of vein, and but they don't have that on audio. The Hunt for Red October on audiobook, or I was just gonna listen to it. So that's why I am struggling. But I also I have got the next few books on like physical books. I think that's gonna help me because I never had like a Kindle or anything like that growing up. So, oh my goodness, yeah, he'd finish so many books. It would be crazy. Yeah, it's honestly it is a really good app, and it does a really good job. It's really easy to use, which I feel like is also half the battle with apps like that. It's like it's got to be pretty easy to use, or people aren't going to use it. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Look at us talking about Minecraft and reading books. Look at us being a great little community here. See, it's not just me. I I did not take any screenshots, honestly. I kind of wish, like now, I kind of wish I would have, because I've done some serious work. I think I might have to. Let's do it. I'll get up here a little ways. Okay, another one. All right, got a few good screenshots, kind of every direction. So did the cookies come out of the oven yet? And how, if so, how are they? I definitely need some sort of status update here. No, not your phone's gonna die. My dad texted me and said it's a home run derby in the Bronx. Yeah, I grew up a Yankee fan, so. Oh, cool. Not for us though. Yeah, I know she's in there watching her show, so I kind of figured. I know. I might have to go grab her one in a second. Okay, sweet. Clutch. Yep. That's what she just started watching. Oh, injuries. Never seen it. You're not missing much. Drama is an accurate statement, that is for sure. Oh man, I didn't know I had more stuff over here. Okay. Yeah, a show she introduced me to was I watched some of Big Brother, but these last few seasons have been kind of annoying more than anything for me. So, all right, man. Well, we will see you guys later. I'll let you guys know if I hop on tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm actually probably finishing up this stream anyway here shortly. So, have a good night, you guys. Yes, there were. See, that's the thing. Big Brother, honestly, was really good without all the drama that has started on that show. But now, what it's turning into more is it's turning into just a drama-filled thing now. Oh no, oh no. Well, that was exciting. But yeah, I'd say the probably last good season when it was really truly like more old school Big Brother it's several seasons ago. Um and it was like one really big alliance ran the house, and there were some other really good smaller. Yeah, oh, it was even before. Yes, 100%. It was not peak when I started watching it, but it was there was some really good gameplay in the way that the teams played. And then um there was a year where um and this was like kind of the final year where it was played as Big Brother, and there was a basically all of the people in the house who were some sort of kind of minority group joined into one big alliance and wiped everybody out. But the way they played it, nobody had any clue how big this alliance actually was, and because it ended up being a huge chunk of the house, like it was huge, and they ran through everybody. They won all the challenges. None of their team went up on there, even if they were mad at each other. Like even if they got really frustrated with each other, they would still like focus on keeping their team alive and all this stuff. Like they very very seriously ran the game like I've never seen. And I watched a few seasons before that too, so it's not like I just started watching that one, but it was like, holy crap, how are they literally running through everybody? And but it was good. And then after that it all went downhill because the next season a guy decided to accuse people of doing the same thing. So it, of course, came off very bad. He definitely could have said it a different way. So like that happened, and then like I think it last season that somebody what's her name was like bullying the other guy, that young guy in the house, and he wanted to leave. He was so over it. It was bad. Like Angela, yeah. Like literally she got in the house, and at one point she's like face to face with this guy and told him like that his mother wouldn't be proud of him and all this stuff, and like he honestly had not done anything bad through the whole game, and it was terrible. And then no one voted her out. Yeah. And then no one voted her out of the house. She was up on the block, and no one voted her out. They're like, oh, she's gonna be great to not send me home, and it's like, but she's just being rude. So like that was really frustrating. And then last season, and that kind of killed the whole season for me at that point. The season before that one was the one where it was okay, but it started to get to that point a little bit later on. So I was at least, we were able to watch most of the season before any like real stupidity happened. But yeah, that made me so frustrated. Like I didn't even want to watch it anymore. And we just were done watching, because it was like, okay, if this is really how it's going to be, it's like it's not even worth putting it on the TV. So that's kind of that's about where I am with reality TV. I'm not a huge reality TV person either. Like I enjoy watching that if they like are playing the game, because the game of Big Brother I think is so interesting. And like when people get, obviously everyone like tries to make these alliances, and they do the whole thing where they trust people way too hard, way too early, and then they were like, oh, I can't believe they stabbed me in the back. It's like, yeah, they're trying to win like, I don't know, whatever it is, $500,000 or something now. It's like, yeah, I would hope, like, if you're trying to win $500,000 and not just trying to be my friend, I hope that you would stab me in the back to try to win. Like, seriously. Like if you aren't going to, oh boy. Yeah, like genuinely, if you're going to be like in an alliance with me, but at the end, yeah, if I was on that show and you wanted to be in an alliance with me, and we get down to the end and you would not stab me in the back to win the game, genuinely, I don't want to be in an alliance with you, because I know you aren't gonna push and make decisions that like would be best for yourself, which is extremely important. I wonder how you get on Big Brother. That'd be fun. I think I could do it. I say that, but the drama would just drive me nuts. If I was on a super dramatic season, oh, I'd be so angry. Excuse you. But just the game part of it, especially like I feel like I would just be good at keeping my, my ideas in, not letting people know exactly what I'm thinking. Take the big swings, because I feel like that's one thing that no one ever does, because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to play this week safe. Like, and then the ones who are like, oh, I'm a super fan. And then they make it so well known that it's like, well, because now at this point, most people who are on Big Brother they're on Big Brother because they know what it is. Like it's kind of hard to get on that show and not know what Big Brother is at this point. But there's a guy, my favorite player I've ever watched, and now this isn't saying a whole lot because again, I watched much longer after Brooke started watching and stuff like that. But my favorite player I ever watched, his name was Cliff. He was a lot of fun. He was an older guy. They always have like the one old person of the group. And he was like the resident old guy. He wasn't really that old. He was in his 50s. And he, every morning, because he was an older guy and stuff like that, he would get up and he'd go into the one room that has like the camera and the mic that you can like talk to production. Even though production doesn't talk back, you just can kind of talk to the people. He'd go and give his, what he called Cliff Notes. So he would give like a rundown of how he was feeling, what he was thinking about doing. And like he'd talk through his whole like scheme of what his plans were. Well, one day, it was right toward the end, someone was walking by the room and they heard him. Yes, the diary room. Someone was walking by the diary room and they heard him running his whole plan, and it was like someone, like he almost had his kind of like had his own wishes that weren't what the rest of the house wanted, and they were about to like take his side, and it was going to basically give him a leg up so that he could do all this stuff, and it would basically give him a really good chance to win in the end. But like I said, someone heard him, and then it just turned into this fiasco, and he didn't even really get confronted about it, I remember. It was just kind of like a, hey, you're on the block, and they made up some other crap that why he was going to get sent home. It was stupid, and it's like, no, just say it. You heard him talking about it, what he wanted to do, and you got him. That's it. He's done. Like that's all you could have said. All you would have had to say, but they didn't. But he was so good. But he was, like I said, he was a little bit older guy anyway, so he wasn't very good at like the competitions and stuff like that. So, but well, I think I'm gonna run inside here. I'm gonna go to bed, and I think I'm going to call it a stream. I think it was successful. Had a good time. Got some mining done. Built a little thing there. Covered some more dirt. But yeah, other than that, had a good stream. I don't know if I will be on tomorrow. I'm not gonna promise yes or no. Because we're getting ready to go camping for the weekend out at Indian Lake. But if I'm not on tomorrow, then I will be back on either Sunday night or Monday next week. I know I kind of missed a few days there, and I know you probably weren't in yet, Jonas, but we had some internet issues Sunday into Monday, like nothing. Completely lost our internet. Had a big outage up here, so that was a pain. I was going to get on, and just we had no service. We literally couldn't do anything. So that was a pain in the butt, but if I don't get on tomorrow, then we will be back on Sunday or Monday. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody who popped on today. Anybody who could watch this later. I always say that, even though there aren't that many people that get on my YouTube and watch. But yeah, so I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, all the good conversation in the chat, and having a good time. But have a good night, and we will see you next time. See you guys.